Morning, percussionists. How we doing today? Listen, we need to have a little talk about rudiments because some of you guys, for your pass-offs last week, played our warm-ups. And even though some of our warm-ups include rudiments and rudimental elements, they're not the rudiments when we say play a rudiment or the drum rudiment. And I know you know what some of the rudiments are. We throw that word around, but I don't think I've actually talked about it enough that you really understand the difference. Rudiments are to drumming like scales are to the winds. Okay, they are the building blocks of percussion drumming music, and they are standardized. Okay, just like we have major scales and minor scales. We have a set of rudiments, and we talk about rudiments. That's what we're talking about. And I'm going to go through some of those with you right now. And just like the scales can be altered into harmonic minor, melodic minor, and modes and things like that, blues scales, we can mess around with the rudiments too, and I'll explain that to you in a little bit as well. Rudiments are generally played what's called open, closed, open, which is fancy percussion talk for slow, fast, slow. So let's take 5-stroke roll. All right, if we're going to play a 5-stroke roll, open, closed, open, we start it so slow that we're not bouncing the sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're speeding that up or closing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And eventually you start bouncing. And be closed. Open it back out again. Okay, back in my day, we had we had to walk to school uphill in the snow both ways, barefooted. That was part of your region tryouts. You had to demonstrate so many of the rudiments. You had a whole list, and you had to play those down, and you had to go slow, fast, slow, open, close, open. Obviously, you were judged on how fast you get those rudiments to crank out and how smoothly you could go from the open back to from the close to the open back to open. I'm not saying it right. Okay? Kind of like going over the break for the clarinets. You've got to get from that bouncing back down to where you're actually single stroking it. Without just dragging it out forever. No judge wanted to hear that for 3 minutes. We get it, all right? But anyway, that was called open, close, open. That's how you perform rudiments. And if I ask you to play 30 seconds of a rudiment, I'm not necessarily wanting to hear open, close, open. You just play your rudiment. Time yourself for 30 seconds. But I do want to hear it as fast as you can play it, and I want to hear it smoothly, right? I don't want to hear it. Or paradiddles, if you're playing paradiddles. That's not really passing off a rudiment to me, okay? If you're going to do paradiddles, it doesn't have to be terribly fast, but you got to show me that you can keep a nice, smooth pulse, which I can't do and talk at the same time. Okay? So, rudiments actually, I looked this up, I don't know this off the top of my head, started back in the Swiss Army Guard, used to coordinate movements and things like that. It was what most of the European armies used percussion things to coordinate their military movements, and the different patterns would mean different things. But moving fast forward ahead to 1933, there were 26 standard rudiments, all right? What's called the 13 essential rudiments, and then another 13 to make up the 26 standard. So the 13 essentials are a double stroke open roll, okay, just a bounced roll, 5-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, flams, flam accents. See, some of this stuff you play every day, you know that. Whether you knew it was a rudiment or played it open, closed, open, you can do this. Flam, flam accent, flam paradiddle, flam acue, drag, single drag tap, double paradiddle, single rudiment, and triple rudiment. That's this first 13 essential rudiments is the technical name of that. Now the second 13 rudiments that make up the standard 26 American rudiments are the single stroke roll, 9-stroke roll, 10-stroke roll, 11-stroke roll, 13-stroke roll, 15-stroke roll, flam tap, single paradiddle, drag paradiddle number 1, drag paradiddle number 2, the flam paradiddle diddle, lesson 25, run out of names I guess, and the double rudiment cue. All right, and that's the way it was for a long time. In 1984, all right after I got into college, the Percussive Arts Society added 14 more rudiments to complete what is now considered the 40 international rudiments, right? You got the 26 American rudiments. Now we have the 40 international rudiments. When they did that, they also reordered it. If you look it up online now, you don't see them listed as the 13 and the 26. You see them listed by what they are. So the first is single stroke rudiments, which is single stroke rolls, single stroke 4, single stroke 7. Okay. Then you'll have diddle rudiments. All right. Diddle is just a bounce, right? It's a paradiddle, paradiddle, twice on one hand. Diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. So diddle rudiments, roll rudiments, flam rudiments, drag rudiments. All right. So that's how they list them now if you look up anything online. After the 40 rudiments, with the advent of core style drumming, you have what's called hybrid rudiments. And I'm not familiar with that. They have all kinds of bizarre names like rudiment cue with cheese and something like that. But basically, even at their heart, they are still just the standard rudiments twisted together in certain ways. You know, there's only so many things you can do with a stick. You can play singles, you can double it, and you can play both at the same time. Offset, which is a flam. So that's really just kind of about it. After that, it's all about spacing, you know. How are you going to space it? How are you going to combine those different types of strokes? And so those hybrid rudiments are still kind of combinations of the first 26/40 rudiments. So if I ask you for a rudiment, you don't know what you're doing, look it up. Percussive Arts Society website, Vic Firth website, just search drum rudiments and you will find plenty of them listed out, and you know tons. All right, it's not something you guys spend a ton of time practicing on. Every one of you guys can do the rolls, you can do the single strokes, you can do the flams, the paradiddles, flam taps. We've been over all that stuff before. But be careful and understand that just because we warm up with a particular pattern does not make that a rudiment. All right, have a great day.